congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
I got to see it at Toronto. So I got to be in that first audience and got to see the reaction. And then you got to travel with this film now from there to, let's just talk about last night, to AFI. What has that been like for you to kind of feel that love?
It's a lot. It's, it's incredible to be a part of this movie and to sell it and to be around Michelle and Paul and Seth and Steven and Christy and Tony. Like, I love all these people so much, and so it's really fun to hang out with them. But press it's been weird, and it's strange to see this corner of it, and because there's so much of this, and Paul and Michelle and Seth are like, it's not this much for everything. Like, this is a lot for and it really feels like I'm being like just thrust into this machine. A lot of interviews, a lot of photo shoots, and it's strange, but it's exhilarating to represent this movie. I mean, it meant so much to me making it, and it means so much to me to be a part of it, that love is just, it outshines all of that.
When you talk about this movie, and you talk about you getting this role, we always hear that term, role of a lifetime. This is a role of a lifetime. How intimidating was it to play Steven Spielberg for Steven Spielberg?
Extremely. It's a lot. And it's intimidating. You don't want to mess it up for him because it's his life story. You don't want to mess it up for Michelle and Paul. You don't want to let them down as actors. You don't want to let down the audience who loves Steven Spielberg. And because you get to that set and you're surrounded by masters of every single corner of the industry, the best of the best. And they're twice my age, 3 times my age, and I'm just getting started. And there's a lot of, you can show up and you can focus on what you have to do that day, but when you're not on set, or you're getting there, or you're leaving, or you're in your hotel room, there's a lot of like, did I do what I should have done that day? And so there were a lot of phone calls home, and yeah, just a lot of nerves. But the set is so incredible, and I just, Paul and Michelle and Seth were so supportive, and Steven and Tony and Christy, they're just all lovely people that it really just made it such a rewarding and educational experience.
What's fascinating about watching this movie is that it's a true ensemble film. And as you mentioned many times, like, you've been surrounded by some great actors. Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to ask you about like what your audition was like for this film, and then also which scenes in the movie were part of that audition process.
None of them.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't gotten the script until like a week later. So I think either they were in earlier drafts for the script, or just to protect the script, they because a lot of people are auditioning for it, they didn't want it to get out. But I auditioned once in March of 2021, and I didn't know what it was for, and then I find out what it is after I audition, and I call back for feedback and hear nothing. So I don't get it, and then 3 months later, they want to call back. And I Zoom with Cindy Tolan, and I it's one scene, and then the day after that, I find out, I get a call, Steven would like to meet with you, to do another callback over Zoom with him, and I see like 40 people are participating in the Zoom, but they all have their cameras off. And so you're just leading up to it, you're sitting there, and I'm just like breathing with my eyes closed, like meditating. It was weirdly quick, because you don't think about it for months, and then from the days doing the callbacks, it's like there was one callback, or I get the sides, 2 days later, I'm doing the callback. The next day, I find out Steven wants another callback. 2 days later, I'm doing that, and then the next day, I find out I get it. So from hearing that I'm getting a callback, a week later, I'm cast. And it's just understanding that so much is going to change. It's exciting, but daunting.
I can only imagine like your first day on set, kind of going off of that. Who was your screen partner for your first day on set?
The first day on set, we were recreating one of Steven's war movies he made when he was 16 in the desert. And that was the first 2 days. And so I'm getting to know the guys who are going to be my Boy Scout friends and getting to know them and sitting with them at lunch and getting to know Tony and Christy and Steven and Janish for the first time and kind of experiencing how this is going to go. And it was just so much fun. So yeah, we were just shooting that sequence. I was running around watching guys in army uniforms kill each other. And that was amazing.
You have so many great scenes in the movie, and I think it's so. This is really a true breakthrough performance. I just want to say this. I want to be one of the first people to say this to you, because you're going to probably be hearing it a lot over the next couple of months. But you almost, in a lot of ways, you're next to these power players, as you know, and you steal the scene, in so many of them. So for you, I have to know, which scene was the most difficult for you to wrap your mind around?
Well, thank you. I mean, that's incredible, and I really appreciate that. Man, I think, I don't know. I mean, so much of it, like, there's not a single scene that shouldn't be in the movie. There's not a single scene that isn't relevant to telling the story, or Sammy's story, or Mitzi, or Bert. And so every scene had that weight, but and there's waking up and knowing that you have to be emotional and get to a place that's daunting, and especially around Michelle and Paul. You don't want to let them down. But I think I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to spoil anything. But it wouldn't be what you think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My favorite scene in the movie is the one with you. Is the girl Molly, is that what her name is? The one who tried to turn you Christian?
Oh, Chloe East.
Oh, Chloe East. Oh my God. Chloe East and you. Amazing. That's my favorite scene. I remember it. Like, the one out of all the stuff, like, everyone talks about, like, all the Spielberg scenes and all the growing up, like, to me, that, and of course the ending scene, were the two ones that really stand out. But Chloe, how did that chemistry was just so great. But I also love the fact that you got to showcase some comedic chops. So it was a lot different than the rest of the movie.
I remember reading the script for the first time, and there are so many scenes that you could just stop and appreciate. But that one, I was like, what? Like, come on, that's amazing. And so they when they were casting the actor to play Monica, they invited me to do chemistry Zoom reads, and there were about 4 actors there, and Chloe was one of them, and it was so hard to just hold it together. She just went for it, and she's so amazing and lovely in person. And after we both saw it at TIFF for the first time, we like high-fived that the scene worked out. But yeah, like, first in the chemistry read, you're watching her, and it's just like, oh my God. Yeah, it's a really fun scene.
Yeah, you guys are just so good together. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me today. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of each other over the next couple of months.
Thank you.
Because this movie is going to go big time to Oscars and all the awards. So congratulations for being a part of it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.